Hi, my name's Kate Seaver and I'm from Kate's Garden. And I'm here to share with you ideas about spring container gardening and how-tos. To begin, you basically need to work with a very simple premise, and that's called wet to wet. You only fill up your soil about halfway full. Essentially, it's just basically to the height of the tallest plant. And then you wet your soil. It's really important to make certain that the soil is wet and that the plants themselves are wet. Wet to wet planting ensures that the plants don't go into transplant shock. So we're going to actually start with the fillers. So I'm taking my highest filler. This is a forced bulb called daffodils. This is going to come out in about a week's time into those big, beautiful trumpets. And I'm going to make certain that I don't actually pull on the plant. I sort of loosen it with my hands and then gentle it out of the pot. And when I do that, I have to make certain that I butterfly the roots. You notice how the roots get really wound and wound and round? So I actually tear this apart to make certain that it doesn't stay so root bound. And I'm going to just set them nicely in the middle. Then I'm going to use my tulips. So these are nice pink tulips. Then I'm going to take some mini daffodils. They're going to be a slightly shorter, but really, really cute. Very sweet. These are called tete-a-tetes. I'm actually going to use 3 daffodils. So I'm encircling so that there's a good array all around the pot. You're seeing it's getting nice and full, but I'm still going to add a couple more fills. So this is actually a primrose. I'll put 1 primrose on one side and 1 primrose on the other. So I'm using pinks and purples, and then I'm using the yellow as a contrast. So this is actually called a cool combo. Now we're going to do the spillers. So for spillers, I've chosen some violas. These are actually edible plants, interestingly enough. Again, each time ensuring it's not root bound. I'm actually going to get rid of some of this soil here. I'm actually planting it slightly on the side so that they spill over as they grow. These are actually called poppers. They come out in smaller little bundles, but these are terrific for when you're doing the edges of spring containers because they just pop in ever so easily without taking up too much room. Let's pop in about 4 of these. And then I've still got some space for more traditional fill, which is ivy. We want to evenly divide the 3 of them around the perimeter of the pot. And that's one of the keys to success with container gardening. You have to make certain that the pot's really full because the plants will spend all their time developing roots and not forcing bloom. And that's what you really want with containers, is forcing bloom. Now you're noticing that I'm going around, I'm taking my fingers and thumbs and I'm tamping down. That means that I'm just going around to make certain that I've got a nice lip on the edge so that when I water the plants, the soil doesn't come over, but also to make certain that there's no air pockets. Air pockets actually cause roots to go into shock. So we've got the fillers, we've got the spillers. Now let's do the thrillers. So when these tulips and daffodils bloom, they tend to flop. So we use what we call fencing techniques with pussy willows and curly willow to make certain that they don't flop. I'm going to do one here that we call the bunny cage. And basically all we do here is make certain that it's completely caged all the way around. So that means I'm basically using 10 pieces of pussy willow, and just every couple of inches I'm jamming in a piece so that they're at approximately the same height. And then all I have to do is bring the pieces together so it cages the arrangement. It's like a little bird cage. And all I'm going to do is take the birch wire, wind it around like this, and then I'm going to give it cute little tails. So we call this pigtailing. And then you've got a finished little bunny cage. So you've got your thrillers, your fillers, and plants that will spill. Now to take care of it, all you have to do is water it a couple times a week. It can go in the sun or the shade. It's beautiful on a front porch. And of course, because it's done in an insert, it's very simple to pop this in to your own basket or urn, pot that you have to sit up on the front porch so that you've got a really pretty little greeting urn to greet your guests when they come. So that's it, Spring Container 101.